Whew. It is hot today, scorching hot. But we just got to this park here called Jackson Island in Florida. And a couple days ago I found it on the map, thought it looked pretty good. So we're gonna try it out. And I guess it's been about like 7 days since I last filmed and fished, because if you guys saw my last video, you know that this lung partially collapsed. And thanks to everybody who wished me well in that video. And a couple days ago, finally, the stabbing back pain that I was having when I breathed is gone and my arm isn't numb. So we're gonna try and do some exploring, see if we can catch some fish today here. All right, guys, so I was getting rigged up and bumped into Aaron here. He had to come over and say what's up. Yeah. So, man, he's giving me a little bit of advice fishing here, because this is my first time fishing here. Yeah. And I hooked him up with some new baits and the finback shad, so hopefully he's gonna put him to the test. Yep. And you're from Massachusetts. Yep, Western. And he's living down here in Florida now, so it's pretty sweet. But yeah, we're gonna get rigged up, and I'm gonna go give it a shot myself.
All right, good luck, man.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
What am I thinking? Wearing waders on a day with this much heat today, and this park closes at like 6:45, and it's like 1:30ish now that we're geared up. But we just crossed this bridge over this like river estuary, and it looks pretty sweet. Definitely could see some snook, trout, redfish inhabiting this type of water. So let's go find a spot we can jump in. This heat is even more punishable back in this path. Absolutely no wind back in here. Whew. We might be going for a swim if we don't get any fish within the next like hour or two. This is turning into a lot longer walk than I thought it would be to find a clearing through this really thick mangroves and bushes. All right, this looks good. Water's a bit low, which I was kind of expecting. So we should have the entirety of the flood tide. Looks like a lot of little pinfish right here. It looks really good. A lot of nice looking bait fish. Got like a muddy, sandy bottom. We're not sinking in too much, but I guess we'll start going west. Did I just get bit already? I just hit something, no joke. First cast, something slammed it like immediately. Oh, this water feels so nice. We probably walked at least 3/4 of a mile to get to this spot, and I'm liking the look of this tide being so low. Like, any fish that probably use this structure are pulled out, and they're going to probably be cruising along the edge, or they're going to go out in the channel, so they'll be vulnerable. Oh, first snook of the day. Look at that little guy. All right, got the skunk off of us. We're good. All right, that snook was right where he should be. Just he needs to grow a little bit. Oh, there's another one. Are you joking me? Let's try out there towards the channel. It actually gets fairly deep out there, even with the tide being as low as it is. It's about like 6 feet. It's a little bit shallower down on this end. Gonna probably have to make some long casts and be a little bit more stealthy. Oh, just spooked a sheep's head right in here. That was cool. Oh, just spooked another sheep's head. All right, we're gonna see if we have any small hooks and if we can catch some bait. Oh yeah, jackpot. These will work. All right, let's see if we can put some in this little bottle here. Ideally, I'm just looking for some little fiddler crabs that hide in the oyster shells, or sometimes they hide on the branches of the mangroves, so you can kind of see them crawling around. There we go, there's a good sized crab. I'm gonna cut them up. That'll be perfect bait. All right, let's go get them. Hopefully this is gonna work. Right through a leg socket. That looks juicy. I think I see one real shallow. Oh yeah, that's a sheep's head. Oh, I spooked him. Don't move, don't move. He's right in front of me. Oh, they're spooky, man. Real spooky. That fish was up there in about like 5 inches of water too. Oh, See one right here. Got to be smart with your cast. You want it to kind of just like lay right where they're foraging. Oh yeah, he's nosing down on it. What happened? Oh, he spooked. All right, well, it was worth a shot, but I think we're gonna switch back to the swim bait now and see if we can get some snook, trout, redfish, whatever else is willing to bite. But we probably only sight casted like 2 sheep's head, and then this tide is coming in real quick, so it got a little bit too high that we can't sight fish anymore. And I did throw around the crab for a little bit, like out in, you know, the middle of nowhere, kind of just hoping for maybe a rogue sheep's head gonna pick it up, but we just got picked off by a little puffer fish. So we'll go back to this. Maybe another day we'll have to come back and see if we can get those sheep's head on the flats. Oh, there's a fish. Oh gosh. That was a mess. As soon as this bait hit the water, like boom, the fish was there. I didn't even know, and then he started swimming towards me too. That was crazy, but that was a decent one. Good to see that they're here. There's gotta be a fish on the end of that mangrove bush there. Come on, come on. There he is. Knew it. Little guy. All right, well, we're getting somewhere. What's up, little buddy? Real silvery one. Pretty cool. There's a fish. I think it's a sheep. Might be a sheep. Yeah! Woo! We got one. Yeah. Boom, baby. Knew we had to stop and drift a bait underneath this overhanging bush. Whew, that was awesome. It's probably about a keeper, but we don't have a stringer with us. We're like a mile and a half away from the car too, so we'll send him on his way. Maybe we got to come back here at another time and get some for the table. All right, so we ran out of bait, so we're gonna go back to what we were doing. Water is a lot higher now. I bet you a lot of these fish then are gonna be pushed up into the structure. Any bigger fish, you know, if we're lucky, might just be hanging out on the edge. There he is. That's a good fish. Oh man, that is a really good fish. Oh, no freaking way. I'm probably pulling him the wrong way. Oh, he's in there. He's in there. Oh my gosh. We're going for a ride. Oh, he is way in there. Oh my gosh. I'm wrapped in my own line. Oh. Jeez. This is intense. It's gonna be a miracle if I get this fish. I'm hand lining him now. Oh man, stay on there. Stay on there. Oh. Yeah. Woo! He's not in yet. Yeah! Oh man. I can't believe it. How did we get that fish? That was a lot of luck right there involved. All right, well, I think that's safe to say that's probably about a 30 to 32 inch snook right there. I would measure him on my rod if my rod wasn't lost in the mangroves. So we're just gonna get this girl back nice and quick, send her on her way. Look at the shoulders on that fish. Such a freaking lucky catch. Oh man. You ready to go, baby? Yeah, so that made the day right there. Sick freaking catch. Now let's go try and find a rod. All right, let's see if we can get a couple more. I would say we got about like 45 minutes to an hour left, and we're pretty far from where we started, so we're gonna have to find a clearing somewhere and cut back through so we can walk back to the truck. And before I put my little swim bait on here, this is like a root beer color with a chartreuse tail. You see these little barbs that help hold the plastic on the jig head. Well, I noticed when I was unhooking that snook, these barbs were actually penetrated in that fish's mouth. So it was like we had 3 barbs in that fish, and that's why he didn't come off the hook or, you know, chafe off the line, because we also hooked him like right on the end of the lip. But that was so sick, and I kind of want to just explain what happened there. You know, I flipped it real tight under the mangroves. That fish ate it, came out, and because it was a sizable snook, he basically took control, because I'm just using a 2500 Penn Battle and a 7-foot medium power fast action dark matter spinning rod, and this is from J&H, and I'm only using 15-pound Power Pro and a 30-pound leader. So that fish took control, went back in, and he wrapped around a mangrove, and then he came back out to where I was actually standing, and I think I felt something swim by my leg, but because I saw the fish go in, I went into the mangroves, and then I just grabbed the line and, you know, decided to hand line it, because I was like, you know what, there's no way I'm gonna be able to back the line out and fight the fish on the rod. So we did it old school, got the job done, landed the fish. Oh gosh, maybe we're not going any further. Oh, it just drops off like real sharp here. The water was definitely going to go over our head if we kept going, and it might also just be the time of the tide. I don't even think we could have fished our way back, and since it's getting later in the day anyway, and supposedly the park closes at 6:45, I guess we'll just head back on the trail, maybe stop off kind of where we started, take a few more casts. But I did look at my phone. We've got like a 2-mile hike to get back to the truck, so at least it's not as hot as it was before. We're kind of in the shade a little bit, not too bad. So, all right, guys, made it back, and I think that is about a wrap. Felt great to be out here fishing a new spot, and quit kind of while we were ahead after catching that nice snook. But really, we did fish a couple more spots on the way back and fished for like another 10-15 minutes in each spot. But being that the tide is probably at its highest point right now, it was really difficult to flip our presentation up into the mangroves, and you know, we didn't get any more bites, but definitely some potential here. So I'm thinking before we head back north, if we could get here 1 or 2 more times, that would be pretty sweet. Maybe we'll try and get here in the AM and see if we can get on an AM bite. And you know, today we got on a little bit of an evening bite, and yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe, check out the Fishaholic merch, and like always, never forget, live to fish, fish to live.